Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the 4th of July can be difficult for veterans with PTSD. We hear from one man about his journey to overcome those fears. And one 4-year-old Letcher County girl is finally home after spending nearly 500 days fighting leukemia.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining me on Mountain News this morning. Today is Friday, July 3rd. We've made it through this week, and the holiday weekend is coming up. Let's go ahead and just bring in our chief meteorologist, Paige Noel, as she joins us this morning to talk about this gorgeous weather that we're going to have. But I know you mentioned earlier that there's some visibility issues right now that we probably need to watch out for if they're going to travel.
Yeah, so if some of you are getting up early, maybe traveling for the weekend, or maybe you still have to work like Lacey and I do on this Friday, getting out and about early this morning, take it easy on the road, starting to see that patchy dense fog build up, especially in those low-lying areas. So to take you up to that visibility map, mostly those low-lying areas from Harlan, a little bit into Hazard and down into that deep Cumberland Valley. So you're looking outside that front porch at WYMT, seeing the thick fog build up. But as we look at that UVA WISE camera, not too bad. Seeing a little bit of some fog, but that sun getting ready to rise here in the next little bit. Temperatures into about those low to mid 60s, close to 70 as you're headed out the door, but probably feeling a little bit warmer than that with the muggy weather. Now we are going to continue to see that sunshine and hot temperatures heading into the 4th of July. And of course we have to add in a few rain chances into that 7-day forecast. I'll have a look at that full 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit.
Thank you, Paige. And while Americans celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks, the holiday can be difficult for veterans. The loud booms can trigger for some veterans with PTSD. That was the case for years for Veterans Club founder Jeremy Harrell. But as Shelby Smithson explains, he changed his outlook and encourages other veterans to try and do the same.
When I redeployed in 2004, it was right in time for Thunder over Louisville. And I didn't recognize that I'd have an issue with fireworks until I went down there.
What was a celebration for thousands was a source of major anxiety for veteran Jeremy Harrell.
I just remember feeling like I had to go and seek cover.
A feeling he got at every celebration that involved fireworks, making him dread a holiday that honors the very freedom he fought to maintain.
The change come when I used to not allow my children to participate. And I thought, wait a minute, that's not fair to them.
That's when he says he decided to go from victim to victor, a mind over matter battle that was a different kind of challenge from anything he faced overseas.
When I say these things, I don't expect it to be looked at as I'm minimizing the struggle there. I'm not. I absolutely know what that feels like.
But one that was worth it, and one that ahead of the 4th of July weekend, he encourages other veterans to conquer too.
But I think it has to be said, and I think we're so resilient. Veterans are so resilient, and we're tough people. And I think sometimes we have to kind of dig and go, wait a minute, I know this is going to be uncomfortable, but it will temporarily be uncomfortable. Whereas, I wouldn't want you to go your whole rest of your life dreading Independence Day.
Shelby Smithson, WKYT.
Harrell says watching the fireworks in person helped him overcome the fear. He says that removed the surprise of the noises. If you're a veteran who needs help, you can reach out to the Veterans Club. And it's a different 4th of July holiday weekend for everyone. In one central Kentucky town known for its history, antiques, and unique restaurants won't have the usual large groups of people this weekend. Midway in Woodford County is known for being a tourist attraction, but COVID-19 has had a big impact on that. Even as places have reopened, crowds still have not returned. Tonight would have been their 4th of July festival.
We just don't have the same type of festive atmosphere. That's not to say it's completely a ghost town, but it's just not quite the same. I'd say it's been mostly about 50% the normal foot traffic that you'd see downtown.
The city has given each person living there vouchers to spend at businesses to help the local economy, but says they are concerned about what the future may bring. And Prestonsburg will celebrate the 4th of July with COVID-19 in mind. The carnival is set up at Archer Park, offering hand sanitizer and hand washing stations near every attraction. And those attractions are spaced out to try to eliminate any close contact. Mayor Les Stapleton says it's a way to give kids a fun time as they wait for Saturday's fireworks, while also limiting the possible exposure to the virus.
There's not a lot of adult rides. It's more for kids to come enjoy. So we thought we could eliminate some of the rides where the bigger kids would be and they would congregate. So we've done everything we can to try to make something happen here and make it as safe as possible.
The carnival opens at 5 o'clock tonight and 11 a.m. tomorrow. Stapleton says that masks are encouraged and temperature checks will be ongoing at the entrance. And this summer, Perry County will continue its kayak rentals along the North Fork of Kentucky River in Hazard. Just like about everything, some changes are being made due to the pandemic. WYMT's Tommy Poole has more.
As the North Fork of Kentucky River flows,
our river is an asset that is oftentimes seen as a liability because oftentimes it can be. We see the river as, the source of flooding and the source of issues.
Soon you will be able to take to the water once again in Hazard.
Our experience of the river at this level is very different than the experience of the river down there. It's much cooler, it's much calmer, it's much quieter.
No kayak? No problem. For the third straight year, you can still enjoy this beautiful river thanks to Perry County Kayak Rentals.
Right now, we are going to be opening Thursday through Saturday, 9 to 4.
Downtown coordinator Bailey Richards says it was a no-brainer.
Because this is such a great way to easily socially distance, you're going to come out with your friends and your family, and it's very easy to stay 6 feet apart and still feel connected to the people in your life.
However, you can expect some changes.
All of our staff are going to do our best to socially distance, and all of the boats will be sprayed with a bleach water cleaning solution in between every use.
For now, the county will no longer transport you to the ramp downtown.
We don't want to put a lot of people in a confined space, especially once they've been sweating, they've been breathing heavy, they've been out on the water all day.
But still provide a place to gather and enjoy while social distancing. In Hazard, Tommy Poole, WYMT Mountain News.
And Perry County Kayak Rentals will start those hours Thursday through Saturday next week. You can rent kayaks this weekend starting Saturday for the Freedom Float, which is at 2 p.m. Rentals will also be available this Sunday. And Harlan County reopened its parks on Wednesday as part of a phased plan allowing up to 50 people to gather. Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley says they could have opened on Monday, but decided to take some extra time to make sure the parks were ready and safe for use. The task that is more time consuming than usual since inmates cannot cut the grass at the moment due to the pandemic. Mosley encourages social distancing and good cleaning practices when you do visit a park.
Folks that are using our picnic shelters for reunions or birthday parties or baby showers or what have you, to bring disinfectant spray or disinfectant wipes and wipe off the picnic tables before and after each use. We encourage parents just to make sure that after their kids get done playing, put some sanitizer on their hands, and when you get them home, wash their hands for 20 seconds with warm soapy water.
Basketball and volleyball courts at all parks will still remain closed. And a 4-year-old Letcher County girl is finally home after spending nearly 500 days fighting leukemia. WYMT's Dakota Makeris met with the family after a welcome home parade went through the community yesterday.
The faint sound of a car horn, a caravan bringing little Lainey Webb home.
Lainey was hanging out the window hollering, "Hi, I'm home, I'm home."
The 4-year-old spent 495 days, more than a quarter of her life, battling cancer. On February 23, 2019, doctors diagnosed Lainey with acute myeloid leukemia.
She had her first bone marrow transplant on June 3rd, 2019. And then in November, we were told that the cancer had came back.
She received her second transplant this past March. Months later, her friends and neighbors were finally able to welcome her home.
People I don't even know that have just learned about Lainey by us posting on Facebook and everybody sharing, you know, pray for this little girl, she needs it.
Lainey's fight touching more lives than she knows.
It's helped me, it's helped. You wouldn't believe the people that has reached out to several members of my family and talked to us about how watching what the Lord has done for Lainey has led them to find him.
Walking into her home with her papa and cousin, excited to see her toys.
She lit up 50 different colors. And it warmed my heart because my little sister, she's just like my sister. And it was just awesome. I never thought I'd see that day again.
2 words that mean the world to this family: I'm home.
So much love, I mean, and so grateful, you know. It was more than I imagined I would feel.
Concentrating on what matters to a 4-year-old.
She knew where she was, and she went straight in and grabbed them toys.
As she settles in, making up for lost time. In Letcher County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
And if you would like to stay to date with Lainey's journey, you have a link to her Facebook page on our website, WYMT.com. Well, just ahead on Mountain News this morning, while they're not expanding their hours again just yet, Walmart is offering something new to people during the coronavirus pandemic.
Hot temperatures, humid conditions, and sunshine continue today and into the holiday weekend. I'll have a look at that forecast next.